I want to know. Are you ready? For some FNAF movie breadcrumbs? We meet here once again, Five Nights at Freddy's fans. It feels like it happens once every couple of months. We get breadcrumbs on an update for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and each one is more promising than the last, and yet it still feels like we move very little forward to seeing this movie. But we gotta keep hope alive, because just imagine the day we're sitting in that theater. We're probably 40 years old and gray, have our little grandkid next to us, and we go, wait till you see the bite of 87. Oh! So that's what I am going to do here for you guys. He's giving you the latest update on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, telling you what Jason Blum, the head of Blumhouse Studios, who are the ones making this movie, had to say lately about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And this one, you know, I say it every time, but it's a pretty nice little update. At least this time we have some video footage of the interview so we can really analyze his body language and see if the man's been lying to us. It's been over 6 years, man. We are getting desperate. But I'm gonna need you Five Nights at Freddy fans to give me your opinion on this update here. What do you think he means by the words he chose right here? Do you think it's possible we will be seeing this movie come 2023? As well as theorizing who you think is going to be cast and the director of this movie, because I think that's the big update we have coming up. Alright, so this update came to us just yesterday at night, and I want to thank a couple of people who were tagging me on Twitter letting me know this happened. But Deadline here went ahead and interviewed Jason Blum, asking him questions about the industry, how he feels about ticket prices varying for different movies, what he has looking forward to in the future, and of course one of those questions involved Five Nights at Freddy's, and well, let me just go ahead and play the clip for you.
On Freddy's, we are dangerously close. I will say that. We are dangerously close. I'm just saying we're dangerously close to more news. Dangerously close. Okay. So that could certainly be in 23. Our big movie for 23 will be Exorcist.
Did you hear that? Let's rewind that one.
We are dangerously close. I will say that. We are dangerously close.
One more time.
I'm just saying we're dangerously close.
I also like to live dangerously.
But actually breaking down what he says here, there's a couple of cool things. One, he mentions it could be a 2023 movie. I don't know how much that means to us because originally this was looking to be a 2022 movie. We were supposed to be getting it this year. Let's not forget there were reports and confirmations by not only Scott, but Jason Blum that went ahead and said the Five Nights at Freddy's movie would begin filming spring of 2021. Spring came and went, y'all. I'm still waiting. And then we found out they never started filming in spring because apparently Scott once again decided to throw away that script and start from scratch, where they even went ahead and fired the director, Christopher Columbus, who was attached to that. So we were like, we're back at square one? We were this close? But now we know we're dangerously close. To me, I don't want to get overexcited here or start putting words in Jason Blum's mouth, but it feels like that means there's a major announcement coming within a couple of weeks. Just because we don't see the updates happening on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie in public doesn't mean they're not happening behind the scenes. Jason Blum still definitely wants to get this movie made as much as it gets delayed or pushed back. Like, honestly, Blum probably has a lot of patience for this damn movie he acquired years ago. And even in the same clip, you can hear the interviewer in the background going ahead and asking, oh, so you have a director, you have a cast, what's going on? And he just continues to go ahead and slip that off, and I feel like that's because it's gonna be part of the major announcement they have planned soon. Everybody's really curious to see who will be the new director of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I feel like maybe we have a small idea. And yes, people have their wish list of who they want the horror director to be for Five Nights at Freddy's, but I feel like we can maybe predict it if we look at some of Blumhouse's previous movies. I mean, studios like to do this a lot. Whenever they have an IP coming that's worth a lot and a lot of people are going to see it and they need someone they can trust, they usually go to somebody they have a good working relationship with and hand them the project. And I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, is one of those projects that Jason Blum isn't just going to hand to anybody he's going to recently meet. So being realistic, as much as people want to throw out names like, oh, Steven Spielberg, Sam Raimi, Lee Winnell, James Wan, oh, those would be names I would be so happy if they actually announced to be part of Five Nights at Freddy's. But to me, the more realistic option to who they could honestly get are two people currently working at Blumhouse. One of them, Christopher Landon. He's worked on a lot of movies for Blumhouse, from the Paranormal Activity franchise, Freaky, Happy Death Day, and from all interviews, it seems like Jason Blum and him have a really great relationship. I could see him handing this project off to him. The other person I would probably want a little more is Scott Derrickson. Now, Scott Derrickson you might know because he directed the Doctor Strange movie, but he recently parted ways with Marvel over creative differences, and that's where he's gone back to his horror roots, making a new horror movie for Blumhouse called Black Phone that I'm very excited for and have heard great things about, and he previously did Sinister with them also. So I feel like these are the two most likely candidates based on Blumhouse's lineup. The person you don't want it to be is Jeff Woodlow. No offense to Mr. Woodlow, okay? I'm sure you're a great person, but he's made Truth or Dare, Fantasy Island. He's got a relationship with Blumhouse. They keep handing him movies. They gave him the Magic 8-Ball horror movie that Blumhouse is gonna make. They might give him Five Nights at Freddy's, and then we're all doomed. But we also gotta think, is this announcement gonna come attached with cast members? Are they gonna let us know who will be voice casting some of these animatronics? Who will be playing the main live action characters? Will they actually be casting kids for this, or will they just have the Night Guard security man casted? Because I'm still curious of how faithful the story is gonna be to the actual Five Nights games and lore. It feels so obvious that they would go ahead and follow the games and tell those stories, but if you remember that one update we had when Scott went ahead and literally listed us like the 10 different movies they had planned for Five Nights at Freddy's, which ideas he rejected, like literally 90% of those movies had nothing to do with the actual video game story. There was like one where they were gonna turn them into Furbies. I guess that explains why Scott's always throwing away them scripts and waiting for the perfect one. And it's been several years of us waiting. And don't even get me started with the shock that might happen to some FNAF fans that if this movie continues rolling and we finally get it, there's a good chance it could be PG-13. Some people don't want to hear that. They get real upset and they start throwing out things like, really, Chris? Animatronics chewing up kids, killing them, devouring their souls. You telling me that's PG-13? Hey man, the FNAF books are in the children's section and it has all that stuff. You know how much money there is to be made in the merchandise side of Five Nights at Freddy's? You don't want to risk that too much with making it straight R-rated and only send the demographic to one section. But again, I don't want to trigger any FNAF fans. Some people get really mad when I say that, but maybe if I let you know now and it turns out being PG-13, you won't be so mad later. And trust me, I'm on that same boat with you. I want it to be rated R. I just think Blumhouse has been known for making PG-13 horror movies. Some of them pretty good. But look, this is still great news. I know it's breadcrumbs, but it's the promise of a major announcement coming in a couple of weeks, maybe a few months. Jason Blum has it in his mind that it could be a 2023 movie, but we gotta be realistic and wonder if they don't start filming this year, it's gonna be a 2024 release, man. But this is where I throw it off to you Five Nights at Freddy's fans. What do you think about this news that Jason Blum has said to us? When do you think is the best time frame that he's gonna make this major announcement? Do you think the 2023 release date is possible? Who do you want to be the director or the cast member? Be realistic. Celebrities and directors cost money. I don't want to hear no names like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Blumhouse makes movies on like $10 million budgets. Dwayne Johnson gets paid like $20 million a movie. Anything, everything, be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Till the next breadcrumb, y'all.